Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Preston here, and this is the Quaker State 400 NASCAR Cup Series Atlanta race review. And yeah, guys, so the playoffs started, and the first guy to officially lock himself into the NASCAR Cup Series round of 12 playoffs is Joey Logano. Just gonna say it straight away. Congratulations to you, Joey Logano. Even though you are a guy I root against. Congratulations to you. You deserved it. Your team, Penske, they're really fast when it comes to being at these kind of tracks. It's just, just congratulations to Joey Logano, man. Congratulations. Yeah, he had a good race. It was up in the top 10 for the majority of the day. And his team especially, Austin Cindric, dominant. Ryan Blaney up there for the majority of the race. Ryan Blaney was indeed my pick to win this race. And then we got Austin Cindric, Blaney. They were up front dominating, and then Joey Logano. This was full-on a Penske. Half of this race was a Penske domination by Cindric, Ryan Blaney. This was a Ford. Ford have been very good on these kinds of tracks. So, yeah. Blaney won stage one. One of the things that happened in stage one was Kyle Larson. I kid you not. That was frightening. That was a frightening crash. That completely scared me, where Larson just lost control and hit the wall hard. And then Chase Briscoe pounded the back. And we're going to take a look at the playoff standings towards the end of this video. But that hit was very big for Kyle Larson. I'm glad both Larson and Briscoe are okay. So, yeah, really glad those drivers are okay. And then stage 2, there wasn't really any spin or incidents that happened in stage 2 other than a debris caution. And then green flag pit stops. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think there were any green flag pit stops in this race. Because there were some timely cautions that it can happen. Fuel savings was a thing towards the end of this race, with drivers being aggressive as well. And we had drivers like Ty Gibbs were up there. Others, like Kyle Busch, he was starting to get up there too. Suarez, I gotta talk about Daniel Suarez. He had a good day today. I predicted Suarez to be eliminated from this round. And if Suarez continues to have runs like this in these next 2 weeks, he'll be in the round of 12 for sure. And one thing I gotta say is Denny Hamlin, man. I don't know, guys, Denny Hamlin, he played too conservative today. He was too conservative. I understand you're trying to, avoid the wrecks and everything, but when it comes to these playoffs, stage points matter. Stage points is what matters to get through these rounds, and guys, if Denny Hamlin gets eliminated from this round, I won't be surprised, because next week is Watkins Glen, and that's road courses have been one of Denny Hamlin's weakest points, so hopefully he can get past this round, but if not, that's just how this summer has been. So, oh man. Well, other than that, this might be, like I said, for Denny Hamlin, this was way too conservative strategy-wise for Denny Hamlin, and it ended up costing him, and he ended up getting involved in a crash, which remember what I said in my, when I made a video about Denny Hamlin's L2 penalty, I was worried specifically for Denny Hamlin for this race in the round of 16. And it happened, so yeah. And the final wreck on the final lap, Chastain got in the wall, and then Stenhouse pushed Bubba Wallace. Bubba went around and collected Harrison Burton. Hamlin was involved. Who else? I know Stenhouse, he spun Bubba Wallace out. I think those are the only three. I know Burton, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace. It's just unfortunate, man. But, oh yeah, we got a couple of incidents as well. John Hunter Nemechek, I know he spun out. And Noah Gragson, those two drivers had incidents today. But I gotta talk about some drivers here that I have talk about. Daniel Suarez, like I said, he won here back in the spring. Shout out to him, man. He had a phenomenal day. Ryan Blaney, he and Truex, well, Chris Buescher, he got loose way in the wall and collected Blaney and Truex. And Martin Truex Jr., man, this is what I've been telling Telling you, this is why I had him eliminated from the round of 16. This wasn't anything of his own fault. It's just bad luck scenarios, and this team has been on a downward trend. Martin Truex Jr.'s team has. So, and plus, Martin Truex Jr., he hasn't been that good on road courses, like, in a bit. I don't know if he finished in the top 10 the last time we were at a road course. So, if I'm a Martin Truex Jr. fan, I'd be concerned. I mean, his best chance, in my opinion, is Bristol in a couple of weeks. I want to see what else. Chastain, he got into the wall towards the late in this race, but he actually had a pretty solid day. He was up there in the front of the majority. Kyle Busch, another top 10 finish. He was up there in contention for the win. Christopher Bell and Alex Bowman were up there too. Michael McDowell, the pole sitter for this race, ended up finishing 22nd. Denny Hamlin, my guy, ended up finishing 24th. Man, it's just Denny Hamlin, man. Let me just say again. I gotta say this again. This was not a good race strategy-wise by Denny Hamlin. This was not a good race by Denny Hamlin strategy-wise, and he just, like I said, played too conservative today. Just too conservative. That's what I gotta say. Bubba Wallace, 29th. Harrison Burton, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Martin Truex Jr. Noah Gragson was involved in an accident. Truex Jr. had that suspension issue when he and Blaney made contact in that Buescher incident. Kyle Larson, man, he had that heavy impact into the outside wall in stage 1. And then Chase Briscoe also involved in that one too. Glad they were okay. So now I'm talking about the racing. The racing was really interesting, definitely to watch. And do I think this race, in my opinion, like Atlanta, man, this race played like an old school super speedway race. Handling was definitely a big thing. We got to see, like, majority was 2 wide, but in stage 3, it was 3 wide action. Drivers trying to move up through the field. And, the racing was good to say the least. But yeah, and then coming out of the turn, Joey Logano, he was up front in the top 10 for the majority of this race. He was actually the least dominating of the Penske guys, but Team Penske, they deserved to win this race. Like, Team Penske absolutely deserved to win this race because they up front, they led the most laps, I believe. And look, each driver at the end of the race, at the end of stages, Blaney won stage 1, Cindric won stage 2, and Joey Logano won stage 3. So at least all Penske drivers got playoff points. So, yeah. And like I said, congratulations to Joey Logano. He and his team deserved this win. Like I said, Logano, even though I'm not the biggest Joey Logano fan, congratulations. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff grid. Alright everyone, I got the playoff standings up. So Joey Logano, with this win, he's the only guy locked into the round of 12. Ryan Blaney, he was my pick to win this race. I expected him to do really well in this race, and he did. He did exactly that. So he didn't win, but my pick was close. So Ryan Blaney, really good run. Christopher Bell, he was up there as well. So he was plus 40 points above the cut line heading out of Atlanta. So good run. Tyler Reddick, there was some collisions on pit road for sure that he was involved with. He had a collision with Carson Hocevar. He had a lot of challenges in this race, but he was able to end up getting a solid finish and plus 33. William Byron, he was up front in the majority of this race too. He finished decent and plus 33. Alex Bowman, he's plus 27 points. Plus 27 above the cut line. He had a solid day. Same with Austin Cindric. Chase Elliott was a little quiet for today. He's plus 24 above the cut line. Suarez had a good finish. Got a really good day. He's now plus 22 above the cut line. He had a good day. He finished second. Kyle Larson, after that big hit, that big crash in stage 1, he's only plus 15. His cushion's now evaporated. He can't afford another bad race. Denny Hamlin, this was what I was worried about. This race, for a reason. Denny Hamlin, I gotta say this, he was too worried about getting involved in the crashes. He was just too worried about getting involved in the crashes. I have to say that. And we were just too conservative. And ultimately, getting involved in a crash, and when he was like midway through the pack in the final lap, just And then Ty Gibbs, he's +1 above the cut line. He was up front as well for the final half of the final stage, and same with Bubba Wallace, but he ended up getting involved in that crash on the heading into the final turn. Brad Keselowski, I don't know what happened with him. I don't know if his car was handling bad, but he's now -1 point below the cut line. Harrison Burton, he was up front. I expected him to be with the Fords, but he ended up getting involved in that last lap crash as well. Martin Truex Jr., -19. He was involved in an incident and ultimately ended his day at a good run. And Chase Briscoe, I picked him to get out of this round because of more momentum, and he ended up getting involved in a crash, and he's now -21. So, yeah. So, guys, in conclusion, this was a pretty great race. I give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for this race. Congratulations to Joey Logano once again. We got to see drivers really fight the racetrack. Really, just how handling-wise, handling-wise in this race was a challenge. And, so, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what happens next week. We'll be at a road course, Watkins Glen. We're going to see how that goes. And, yeah, so that's it for this race review, guys. Congratulations to Joey Logano. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So, anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.